Okay, welcome to Ramble 4. This is Sons. We're just going to be doing a little bit of Slayer in the background. Okay, let's just jump right into it. So, last Ramble, we had just maxed, and we're planning on hunting best in slot items. I guess we'll just go over what I've gained since then. I picked up the T-bow from some CMs, working on those speeds now. We picked up Nightmare Staff and Harm Orb. Harm Orb was just about a week ago. Picked up a Scythe from Tob. That was probably 3 weeks ago now. Before the bow, we pulled a Bofa, or an Enhanced Seed from Gauntlet. Turned that into bow for a little while. That's what I was doing CMs with. And then after we got the bow, we transitioned that to a blade while we were on the Scythe hunt. I guess you can consider it BIS. We picked up the last couple tentacles we needed for the Enhanced Trident. So we've got that now. I didn't have full Arma in the last Ramble. We picked up the chestplate and finally the helm. Picked up a chestplate on like 1200-ish or 1100-ish KC. Picked up the helm very shortly after while doing the combat achievement tasks. Still working on those. We'll get back to that though. But for best in slot items, that's pretty much what we've picked up since the last Ramble. Feels like I haven't done a lot, but really, obviously, like looking at the list, a lot of them are, T-bow and Scythe, two of the biggest items to get on an Ironman in-game. Harm Orb is kind of, and Nightmare Staff is more of like a niche thing, but still really good to pick up. Finishing full Arma is obviously very big for just general PVM. Let's see, I have notes. We're 2 items off God Wars completion now. The only 2 items I'm missing are both of the staves from Zami. It's the Steam Staff and the Staff of the Dead. Missing both of those. Picked up the hilt since the last Ramble, and I don't have any of the God Wars pets. Oh, we also picked up SGS since the last Ramble, because that was one of the only other items that I was missing. Just don't forget to combat pot here. Okay, let's see. So yeah, probably going to be working on completing God Wars, probably just through bingos, if I'm being completely honest. I don't have a lot of motivation to go back and get those 2 items, considering I don't really have a use for the Staff of the Dead or the Steam Staff. Staff of the Dead, it'd be kind of nice for tanking in the Wildy while going for some of the Wildy items. But other than that, it's kind of I don't really have a use for it. Okay, we'll move on to clue items and doing clues. I'm still missing Bandos plate body from hards and flared trousers from easies to be able to just like fully recline and do masters without having to worry about it, not being able to complete any. Other than that, we've got all of the other items for that. Still doing easies for flared trousers and the ham joint. Ham joint's really nice for Nightmare, using the event RPG at the moment. Wish I had the ham joint, just looks nicer. Okay, combat achievements. I'm in combat, so I can't open it, but let me just smack this guy real quick. Let's take a look. So we are just a few off elite, and none of them are really hard. I think, let's see, incomplete. It's just stuff I haven't wanted to do. Skitizo, all of the Gauntlet stuff, just haven't gone back. Some entry mode stuff and the Saren fight. This is all pretty easy stuff. Just haven't really wanted to go for it. I've more so been working on the Master and Grandmaster tasks kind of passively. And once I'm ready to complete Master, probably, I will go back and finish all of the Elite stuff. Or probably when I get to the Master level Gauntlet tasks, I'll go back and complete the Elite ones while I'm there as well. just don't really see a need to complete them, especially when I'm not doing God Wars, and that's where the biggest thing with combat achievement rewards come into play, with getting less KC. I think ecumenical keys have a slightly better drop rate, things like that. Just don't really see a need for the rewards at the moment. I won't use a Slayer helm until I at least get the master level. The Verzik one is nice. If I'm going to use one, I'll rather use the Jad one until I get the Zuck one done. That requires me jumping back into Inferno. I've got 3 KC at the moment. The last one I did was pretty scuffed. For my second KC, I was trying to go fast. And then the third KC is just very scuffed all around. I haven't been back in, I don't know, beginning of the year maybe, so over 8 months at least since I've been back to Inferno. I've been more so when I get to Zartas, I've been taking Jad, and I've been doing. Let me join my CC so I'm not just typing out in public. I hate when people do that. Let's see. PB Jad. So yeah, we're at a 26.15 at the moment. I'd like to get that to sub 26. I actually got that PB before Bow. Just some cracked RNG going on. And just haven't seen the RNG come through. Just on hits in general, and just not losing time places since getting the Bow. But hoping to get that sub 26 soon. After that, we might rotate back to the Zuck tasks, try and get more comfortable there again, and start working on the Grandmaster stuff. But not too worried about it. We'll get there when we get there. We've got a lot of other stuff going on. So I guess that's pretty much like the update for, like what I've done so far. And now we'll go into like what I'm doing currently. So what's next? So like we're doing kind of semi-efficient Slayer. I stopped Turiel skipping just recently and started doing like actually just like doing almost every task I get, and then I have like my list of tasks that I skip, and I have my block list. So it's not wasting time doing Turiel, because I was tired of having to stack up points for comps and then running out of points, and just there's a whole thing. I'll include a link to my to the Excel spreadsheet, a picture of the Excel spreadsheet of the tasks that I'm doing and not doing. I haven't changed around all the bracelets to the correct things just because I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about the calcs online. I just know what I'm doing. But yeah, we're doing a lot of tasks for just things I don't have, things I want. I want an extra Dragon Harpoon, so that when I run out of the Smoldering Stone charges on it, I could chuck in an extra Harpoon, or have just a normal one as well, or potentially, if we ever get a Crystal Tool Seed, Crystal Harpoon. Still don't have a Crystal Tool Seed. Let's, what was all Kanu? So we're over 1k KC now without one. Kind of sad. I've been doing a couple trios here and there with one of my buddies, and we just find a random who doesn't have the pet, so we're in the process of hunting that, and he's hunting the pet, so hopefully we see it soon. But I'm not really worried. It has a lot of good drops, so I'm not that worried about it. I joined Solitary since the last bingo. Obviously you can see it in the clan chat. So that's been really fun, and a new group of people to play with, and especially with their spreadsheet for ranks and EHB plus item points. It's pushed me to, I'm 1 nana right now. And for those of you who don't know how it works, I'll quickly explain. You basically have a sheet of items in the game and your boss KCs, and it takes those two together. You get points for items and points towards your efficient hours bossed. And you're assigned solitary points, and at certain numbers of points you can get different ranks in the clan. So I'm just a 1 nana, bottom of the totem pole right now, but I want to, and I'm fairly close. I think I'm like 200 solitary points off of the next level. So I'm kind of working towards that, just doing boss tasks, doing hard mode tobs with people when they need teams, handful of chambers here and there, just kind of slowly working towards that. And once I get to Nana, all of the resources that I've been stacking pretty much since I maxed, I'm planning on taking a little PVM break and processing all of those resources and alking all of those resources and doing agility and a little bit of other skilling. I think it'll be a fun break. I think it'll be fun to just see all of the resources in my bank, go from big numbers to little numbers, and then watch the GP stack grow. I'll probably do a video right before that showing all the resources that I'm going to process and approximate values. I made up a little spreadsheet just so I have a bit of that information already, but just it's not complete. I might fill that out and share that in that update. But yeah, so that's what I'm planning on. That's my overarching goal, what I'm working towards. But let's kind of move. So last ramble, I did talk about going back to revs after the rev changes. Talked about going to Vires after the spellbook changes with the Arceus spellbook coming out. I've done both of those things. I'm up to like 14 blood shards in total now, which I only have like 4 or 5 left in the bank, plus about a full amulet. Scythe blows through Blood Fury charges. I used it in the last solitary bingo at Cerberus. I didn't camp it, but I used it quite a bit. I've used it as an amulet switch at hard mode Tobs, all the ones I've done, just because, you make mistakes and you don't want to die, you don't want to let the team down, and I'm not opposed to ever going back to Vires and getting more. It's not something that I don't mind doing. Thieving is a skill I enjoy, especially just the whole method of Vire thieving, especially with prayer pots now and with the increased rates. So I don't mind it at all. And then revs, so they just recently made the rev changes where a lot of the items are unnoted, and Singles Plus was already a thing, I think, in the last ramble. But a lot of the items are unnoted. Amulet of Avarice now acts as a salve. I still don't take mine because I'd rather not lose that every time I die. So I just take Alk runes with me and close my looting bag when it's something unnoted. Alk it, put the coins in the bag. It's not that big of a deal. You can pretty much do it with 0 time lost. So that's kind of what I do. And then I pick up... I could probably... you can't see this on screen, but I'm going to pull up... I've got it on my tracker, so I'm looking at it. So the unnoted things that I do put in the bag that I don't alk. Let's see. So like Rune Ore, I still just bag that. Battle Staves I bag. Rune Bars. Obviously the planks are still noted. And... yeah, that's pretty much anything that's unnoted. Those are the things I pick up. The things I don't pick up the Addy Bars or the Black D-Hide anymore. Just GP profit per bag slot versus like the extra time it would have taken to bank just doesn't seem worth it. I could send over 850 kills, the value of the Addy Bars, and the D-Hide is equal to about 700k. I could go send 30 minutes of Gauntlet and make over 700k. I'd rather spend another 30 minutes in the cave. You know what I mean? At that point, it's definitely a time versus... It's what you value in your bag slot, and how often you need to bank. So it's definitely a personal choice, personal opinion. They also released the Blighted items into revs. Out of those that I pick up, I try and pick up most of the Karam ones. I pick up all of the Anglers into the bag because those are huge. And then I pick up the Vengeance and Ancient Ice Sacks. I bank those as well because I already have stacks of the Ice Sacks for Scorpia. The Vengeance ones just could be nice, just depending on what future will the updates come out, if you're ever on Lunars for something. So preemptively, I've just been picking those up. I'm 3 of 4 Ancient Crystals towards the Obelisk in my house, so Revs is definitely like a very hard side goal. I want to get that done. Would love to see a weapon at some point. I'm at roughly 10,000 KC at the moment. No weapon. 1 amulet. So I should hopefully be seeing my next roll on the weapons table soon. But that's pretty much it for Revs. We're there. We're doing it. It's just a lot of PKers very active right now. So just go when we're home and it's not peak time. We'll move forward. Next in Raids 3 thoughts. I have a little note to talk about that stuff. The next in Raids 3 rewards. I'm looking forward to, I think, next more than I'm looking forward to Raids 3. Just because it's a group PVM boss that Irons can do with mains that isn't a raid. Because I think that's the only way that we've been able to interact with mains in recent years is through doing raids, obviously. We can't hit normal bosses and both get rolls on loot tables, except for, I mean, Nightmare was a small exception, but Nightmare's almost like a little mini raid boss in itself. I think next will be a slightly different. It'll feel more God Wars. Obviously, it's in the God Wars dungeon. So I'm excited about that. The armor's cool. It'll obviously be best in slot for like any barrage tasks for the future. So that's kind of exciting just to have something new. I really love the gloves and obviously the new Zerite bow. I did a lot of testing in the beta worlds doing Fight Cave speed runs. I think I got a 25:15 roughly was the time, my best time that I got on those worlds with that new bow. This is all with Venges, not Thralls. I hate Thralls at Fight Caves. I don't know what it is. But so for me, that's obviously like a full minute improvement with the Zerite bow. So it was fun to use. I'm excited to see it come into the game. I think it'll be really fun. So that's next. Raids 3, the Masori armor and the amulet. I haven't kept up completely with all the changes to it, but the base idea is still relatively the same at the moment. They might change it again. Who knows? But as it stands, I mean, I think it's cool. I think it'll be fun to use. I just don't think it has enough usability for places. I'm tired of seeing niche armor come into the game. I'd like to see some straight up new best in slot. I think that would be great for the game. Bandos has been best in slot for almost 8 years now. I think it's time. You know, power creep obviously isn't a great thing, but you know, it's needed in a game to keep it feel linear progression. So I think it's okay to have, and I think it's just time for RuneScape to bite the bullet, and let's get some power creep going. The weapons seem cool. The whole idea with the crystals and getting the crystals from the raid and empowering that. I think it's the spear, the Kopesh. That could be really cool. I'm hoping it's mage based so that I can use the harm and that the harm gets more usability when Raids 3 comes out. I think that would be really fun. I've got about 50,000 charges for my tome. Not nearly enough Wrath runes, though. So, but hoping Raids 3 provides... I think it'll be fun, but I'm looking forward more to Nex in general than I am to Raids 3. Maybe just because it's closer. Maybe because I like the rewards a bit more. Who knows? They actually just came out with another news post yesterday about increasing bank space for cost on Ironman and main accounts. I don't have the numbers pulled up in front of me, but I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to do the either 10 or the 20 mil one, whichever one gets you like the 1,000 slots. So it's like 200 extra bank spaces for 10 mil. I think that's probably the most reasonable one. I would like to see Irons be able to use Death's Coffer for that cost. I understand why they probably won't, but it still doesn't mean I don't want to see it. You know what I mean? Quickly bank. So I think it's a good idea. I think we've been asking for more bank space for a very long time, and they are giving everyone a free from 16 to 40 for the Authenticator and the Stronghold of Security. If you complete those, instead of getting 16 extra slots, you'll now get 40 extra slots. So I think that's really nice. I think that will help as well. But I still think, obviously, people want more. And that's fine, you know, always people want more, and that's how people do, you know. People want more of this and more of that. Good on Jagex for finally being able to bring this to us with what they say is engine updates. Who knows what that means. Okay, I guess I have here that we'll flick through the bank and just kind of show maybe what the gear tab's looking like at the moment. So I guess I'll just do, you guys can pause or do whatever, but I'll quickly just scroll through. Oh, well, don't want those there. Yeah, I keep the harm outside of the staff because I use the staff for barraging and bursting tasks. So when I'm gearing for, normal Slayer, it's easier just to have it already dismantled. This is kind of our loot tab at the moment, just kind of letting things stack up. I think it'll be fun to alch and process a lot of this stuff, especially these ores. I'm definitely going to do all of the Addy and Rune, obviously. I think I will end up doing all the mithril bars into plate bodies to add to this stack. And then the rest of the mithril I will probably sell and buy onyx bolt tips instead. So yeah, there's our infernal harpoon. Finally got the dragon harpoon since the last ramble. I think we got it at like 4,000 KC. Yeah, we're at 503. I think we got it just around drop rate at 4,000 KC. Maybe just a bit over. But yeah, I guess one more thing that I will show is... Crap. I'm blanking. I cannot remember now what I was going to show. Well, if I think of it... I remember. So in the last 2 weeks, I've actually had 2 more Eternal Gems. Another one from Smoke Devils, and I got another one yesterday from a Karask, while working on getting points for doing Efficient Slayer. So that's a little disappointing. 4 gems, no heart. It'll happen. It's 50-50 every time. But heart is just something I've wanted for a very... 14 blood shards. Heart is something I've wanted for a very long time, and just not having it, I really just... I want to get it so I can get it out of the way and just look at Slayer for bingos and boss tasks, things like that. Still working on both the other Visages, doing the dragon tasks that I get while doing Slayer. Doing Dark Beast for the Dark Bow, obviously. I'm doing Little Hydras at the moment. Just for, obviously, the imbued heart chance, but we might, every task, do a handful or a trip to the big Hydra, obviously for some money, and we're still missing the Hydra tail, so that would be nice. But that's pretty much where we are. A little flick at the Revenant log. Still missing one of the totems. Obviously 3 crystals. Yeah, we're just shy of 10,000 KC. So that's pretty much where we're at the moment. I'll probably do another ramble maybe end of January, kind of after the new year. Hopefully Nex is out by that point. Maybe I'll do a ramble, say where we are, and give my thoughts on the next release and just see how it played out. But thanks for listening. If you have any good Ironman Ramble series, I'm always looking for something new to listen to while grinding. Leave a comment, link it to it, or if you have your own series, I'd love to give it a listen. Leave a comment. Thanks.